whatever you want in this life, that thing is inevitable, but there is a certain amount of time and effort and how long you want to put in that effort for that is going to get you there. I am a full-time model and content creator as of 10 months ago. Well, you could just go back to the office tomorrow. Yeah. And then I'm like, nope, we're good. Libra sun, Aries moon, Capricorn rising. You're Leo Virgo?
Yes.
Wow!
How do you remember? Oh my god.
Hi everyone, what's up? Welcome to episode 16 of Little Life Lessons. If you guys don't know, I actually privated the videos of Little Life Lessons on my regular YouTube channel because I created a new channel for Little Life Lessons, and that is Little Life Lessons Podcast on YouTube. And you can listen and watch these videos also on Spotify. So if you guys are interested, you can check us out on Spotify or YouTube. But I just wanted to let you know that I moved all the episodes over to a different YouTube channel because I wanted to keep these two separate. Today we're going to be talking to Lindsey Martin, a full-time model and influencer here in New York City. She's really amazing, has some really great tips on creating content, how to stay motivated, and also just life tips in general. Lindsey went to FIT for graphic design and she worked in a corporate job. She moved from corporate all the way to full-time freelance as a model in New York City, and that is not easy. Lindsey and I met at a modeling event, which was so cool, and we got to talking, and I just felt like she needed to come on the podcast because I just knew she had so many great things to say, but I'll let the podcast do the talking. The only thing is my mic wasn't on for most of the video because I didn't realize that my mic hadn't been turned on yet, but good thing Lindsey's mic was on, so you got to hear all her answers. And then I ended up turning the mic on later on in the video so you guys can see the transition of sound, and I really apologize for that. I'm really happy to be back and talking to you guys, so please enjoy this episode and let's get on to it.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Little Life Lessons. Today we're here with the amazing Lindsey Martin. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself. I am 23 and a half. I just turned 23 and a half on 420.
Oh,
I know, that's like iconic.
That's so iconic.
I know, right? It's weed day. It's at my half birthday, and it's also Hitler's birthday.
Oh, really? Is that?
I'm a Libra sun, Aries moon, Capricorn rising. Like a true Libra, I'm very balanced.
Yes, word.
Yeah. And you're Leo Virgo?
Yes.
Wow!
How do you remember? Oh my god. Wait, I'm always the one that like remembers people's signs.
Yeah.
The fact that you remember it just like actually warmed my heart a little bit. Also, as a Libra, do you believe in soulmates?
Like romantically?
I guess like all around.
In soulmates? I think that I don't believe in soulmates, which is like not very Libra of me, right?
I guess it's like very, in a way, Libra of you, because I feel like if Libras don't, like before their dating experience, they're like, I believe in soulmates, and then once they like ground themselves and like have a lot of experience, they're like, okay, like I know what actually like soulmate means and looks like.
Right.
Yeah, well, I still believe in soulmates.
I feel like I believe in soulmates for some people. Kind of cliche, but like to each their own. Like for me, I don't believe there's ever going to be just like that perfect person. Like even my boyfriend and I now, like we've been together for almost 2 years. 2 years at the end of this month. This is also my longest relationship. Like a true Libra, I've had a lot of I've been in a lot of back-to-back relationships, but the reason why I don't necessarily believe everyone has a soulmate is just because I feel like there's always just going to be things that you have to work through in relationships. And for me too, I feel like there's always been a lot of things that I always have to work through. There's never just been like, oh, a perfect relationship and, you know, maybe we ended because of things like out of our control or something. But yeah, even in my relationship now, that we have a lot of differences, but I think at the end of the day, like when you continue to choose the other person despite your differences and you know, just like weighing your options, I feel like for me that's why I don't believe in soulmates. But I feel like there are definitely a lot of people in the world who could say that like their partner is their soulmate.
I love that. That's such a great answer.
Thank you.
Well, going off of relationships, what would be your best relationship advice?
My best relationship advice, I genuinely feel like my boyfriend and I have a lot of differences. Like, we're just very different people in terms of the way that we grew up, our personalities. Like, I have become very extroverted in my adult life, and he is still very introverted. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with being introverted, like, at all. You know, I have my introverted moments. But even like despite all of these differences, I think that the biggest piece of relationship advice that I would give someone is to just like, if you both have a mutual desire for understanding each other, like, you don't have to agree on everything. You're never going to agree with someone on everything. But if you can just like have a desire to understand the other person's point of view and like genuinely don't just like bullshit it and be like, oh yeah, I understand, but I still think I'm right type of thing. It's like, yeah, if you can just mutually agree that you want to understand the other person's point of view despite your differences, then I feel like it will go well.
Yeah.
Your relationship will go well.
I love that. I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yay.
So tell me, who is Lindsay Martin?
Lindsay Martin is, since we live in New York, my career, I am a full-time model and content creator as of 10 months ago. I feel like my friends would describe me as someone who, I feel like I make people feel like very understood. Oh my gosh, that's so Libra of me. A lot of people have told me that I should be like a relationship coach,
Yeah.
like a life or like friendship coach or something like that. I feel like to my core and like socially, that's who I am. And even like to my parents, I think that like in my adult years, because now that we're at an age where like we can be friends with our parents, I don't know, personally, I feel like I'm at an age where I can be friends with my parents, and it's no longer just like a parent and like child relationship, which can get like very like push and pull. But you know, I feel like I'm homies with my mom now. I feel like I'm like somewhat homies with my dad. I feel like they would also say the same thing about me. That yeah, I feel like I make people feel understood, and also I know how to help people have fun.
Oh, I love that.
Right.
Yes. So you just said almost a year, so 10 months of full-time freelance.
I know,
How's
it's
that?
crazy.
Yeah. How's it been?
Such a roller coaster. Such a fucking. Are we allowed to curse?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Hell yeah. Yes. No, I know that's a lot of editing.
No, I'm good.
It's been such a roller coaster. As you know, I feel like my block of experience has been like when I first quit, I was like, yeah, freedom. And then I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck am I doing? It was a crazy time. And I feel like it was a lot of like me just like, I feel like the mornings for me when I first woke up were like my least favorite part of the day for the first like couple months.
Did you
I'm
feel
like,
anxiety?
yes.
I woke up with like anxiety. I think my heart woke up before I was like, this is like, pow. And I'm like, all right, let's get working.
Literally, I would wake up and I'm like, what do I have to do? Oh my god, I gotta do something. I gotta do something with my day. How am I making money today?
Literally, I'd be like, should I just go knocking on like a casting director's door?
You literally, hello, please hire me.
You working on any projects lately?
Yeah, just keep me in mind, you know. Literally. Yeah, so I feel like honestly, I want to say for like the first like, okay, so I quit in July, August, September, October. For the first 5 months, I feel like it was just like me, like kind of like getting over that hump of like every single morning, figuring out what routine I was doing. What was my morning routine? I love a morning routine. I was like, what am I doing? And then in December of last year, I feel like I finally like started to settle in. I don't know if it was like very symbolic of like the year ending or something like that, but I feel like in December is when I finally started to like chill the fuck out. You know, it's been enough time. And then in January, I went to LA for 3 weeks, so that's like all I was like really focused on. And then since then, I feel like I have relaxed a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, it's okay, we're not gonna die.
Yeah.
Money isn't everything. But yeah, life has been much better despite all of like that roller coaster. Whenever I'm feeling like stressed or just going through like a lot of emotions and maybe it's like some negative emotions, I just think to myself, well, you could just go back to the office tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, nope, we're good. We're gonna be okay.
She works 10 times harder. You're like thinking about the office, you're like,
Literally. I'm like, or we could just go back to the office on Monday at 9 a.m. And then I'm like, yeah, nope, not doing that.
So that moment when you decided, okay, I'm doing this full time, it was such such a big leap.
Mm-hmm.
What was it that made that transition? Was it the old life that you had was getting too hard, and that transition to that new life was easier than keeping your old life? Or was that new life seeming so exciting and something you really wanted to step into?
That's such a good question, and the way that it's worded. And I feel like you have that perspective because you personally have that experience. I feel like I had some like close friends and people that I knew that had also like quit their corporate jobs recently, and I just kept thinking like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for that to be me, because I feel like that was what I was like currently working on at the time. And for all of like the beginning to like the first half of last year, I feel like that's what I was like working towards. And when like my career momentum with modeling had like really started to pick up, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, if I could just like spend all of my time doing this, like I know I can do this. And I just kept telling myself like, if you quit your job, like I trust myself that I can do this. But it's still like, the push and pull of like self-doubt. I decided that I was gonna ask my boss if I could work fully remotely, because I'm like, I genuinely really I enjoyed my job. Like, I feel like more than the average person. Like, it was a good company. My job was easy. I had been there for almost 3.5 years. Like, I wanted to keep my job, and like they were paying me really well. And he essentially said that he would have to think about it, but like he would think about it. He had to think about it, but he would think about it. And I was just like, okay, like that's fine. And then he like didn't respond to me for like a week and a half, and I'm like, sir, like I don't know. I feel like that was like a long time to be waiting for a response. And then I was like getting really fed up, and so I emailed him, my boss, and then I emailed his boss, which is his dad, and he like makes final decisions with things. And so I emailed both of them, and I put in my 2 weeks, and I quit. And then his dad was like, wait, what the fuck? And he's like, wait, like, no, like, let's talk about this. Like, Ronnie, like, explained to me, like, surface level. And so I met with him on the following Monday, and he was like, I explained to him, like, my whole situation. I was very honest with, like, my modeling conflicts, and it was just becoming, like, too much. I was working all of the time. And he was like, okay, yeah, I'll let you work from home, like, fully remotely. And I'm just like, wow, okay, sick. 2 weeks goes by. I don't hear anything. I follow up. And then he's like, hey, like, I'll give you a response by tomorrow. He gives me a response, and he's like, hey, actually, I changed my mind. I'm, like, not okay with you working from home fully remotely. And he's like, if you want to work, like, part-time or, like, freelance, but coming into the office, like, 2 or 3 days a week. I was already coming in 3 days a week, bitch. Like, nothing's changing. Like, that's not helping my problem. And he was like, if you want to, like, work part-time, then we can discuss that. And I was like, no, I'll be leaving on Friday.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were really good to me. They were really nice. When I came in to get my stuff, they were, like, they weren't bad people. Like, they were very flexible, and like ultimately I understand like why they had to say no. But then they replaced me with someone who worked fully remotely, so.
That's crazy. That is crazy. But I get like the leaving something really good too. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like it wasn't like it was really bad. It was just the thing was holding you back in a
Right.
way.
Yeah.
In like to your fullest potential, especially if you live in the city. With that journey, you also started influencing and inspiring so many
Yes.
people.
Aw, thank
yes,
you for
including
that.
me for sure.
Aw, you're so
Yes.
sweet.
So tell me about that influencing journey and how you stay consistent with it.
Oh my gosh. I genuinely never like expected to be an influencer. I think a lot of people like the idea of being an influencer, and that like after all of the front loading work, it becomes like a very like free it's a very like flexible way to make money. But I never expected to like actually make it past that hump, like make it past the part where most people quit. And I think I blew up last September. My first video blew up, and I was posting every single day, multiple times a day for like 2 months. So I guess, yeah, basically when I quit my job is when I started posting like really consistently. And me and a friend like told each other that like okay, we're gonna start posting one reel every single day. And I'm just like, fuck, like, okay, fine, like, we're gonna do this. And so I started doing it every single day. It was embarrassing. My videos would flop, and I'd be like, okay, I'm like, we're gonna keep going with this. And I'm like, okay, we're just gonna keep going, thinking of new ideas every single day. And then when my first video blew up, my first video that blew up was a video of me sharing, like being very transparent about how much money I was making every single month before I finally quit my 9 to 5. And it wasn't like that much money, okay? Like I was being very honest, but in my mind I was like, I don't care. And I shared that and it blew up. And then obviously, I think it helped me. I gained like 10,000 followers in a month or something like that.
Wow.
No,
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, my mind was blown. I was like, the universe is so obvious sometimes.
Ah.
And then since then, it's become a lot easier to post every day.
Yes. How do you get over that hump and like that front loading and not burn out?
Oh, girl, it's hard.
Yeah.
It was hard, and it was just like it was mainly just embarrassing. But I think about how I wish that I started when I was younger, or something like that. Like, oh, why couldn't you just, not care about what other people thought when you were younger? But divine timing. I truly believe that because I have such a supportive circle, and I'm in the modeling industry, and there's in the commercial modeling industry is like very supportive.
Yeah, so I like feel like I had the best time. Like
I know.
I don't ever get like bashed on, or I'm just like living my best life.
Right? Everyone is so fucking nice.
Yeah.
Like no tea, no shade. Like high fashion modeling, it's rough.
Yeah, and you don't get paid much either.
Yeah. So I'm not mad about being on this side of things.
Oh no, when I first started modeling, I was so insecure, and I just like felt so insecure of just like how it looked and everything. And I feel like most of the pressure that I got from the industry was from within.
Yeah.
And once I let that go, I was like, wow, this
It's
is fun.
good. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Yes. Yeah, I do feel like I get burnt out, but then when you feel like you're getting burnt out, you just make simpler videos. I guess. Personally, I don't feel like I give quality like every single day, but again, like you said, it's like consistency is more important than quality all of the time.
Yeah.
When you can give it, you can give it, and when you need to put your attention better somewhere else, then breadcrumbs. I don't know. You do what you can.
How do you handle negative comments?
It was hard for a little while. It was hard.
Everyone's so blunt with what they say, especially like on TikTok and stuff. I'm like, they're gonna judge you, your character, your core, your soul, the dirt that you walked on, like everything.
Right? Based on a 15-second video, they think they know exactly who you are. I also feel like as a Libra, I am just naturally not inclined to be a controversial person. I try to be very careful about what I say as to not offend people, but it's virtually impossible to not say something that's going to offend someone, because if you have an opinion, someone's not going to agree with it and is going to take it personally. I posted one video. I never published it to my main feed just because it's not the kind of content that I feel is aligned with my brand, what I want my brand to be. But it was basically a video. I kept it in trial reels. It was basically a video of me talking about like people like peaking in high school, and that is a very how do you say, taboo term
Oh really?
these days. I feel like, yeah, the reason that I was talking about that is because I had like a handful of people that when I graduated from high school, they unfollowed me, which like I don't give a fuck if you unfollow me. Like I don't care. Like I just recognize that because like they would unfollow me, and then I can obviously see that I still followed them.
Okay.
So, and everyone follows everyone in high school. And then I realized maybe like 3 or 4 years afterwards, so I guess like junior or senior year of college, they all followed me back.
Oh, that's so weird.
I know, and it's not like they deactivated their account or anything, and it was like a lot of popular girls. It was also a handful of like, like the jocks in high school. A few of them slid into my DMs.
No way.
Yeah, of course. But I made a video about that, and a lot of people started hating on me, and I was just kind of like, okay, like whatever if you don't agree with my video. But then people start like insulting your appearance, and they start insulting your ego and your career, saying like, oh, like yo, like you're a model, like that's such a shallow career to have, and just shit like that. And I feel like for a while those hate comments would really get to me, but now I I've gotten over that hump, I feel like, a lot, because if you're getting hate comments, you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Right.
With trial reels, do you post all your things on trial reels first and then move it to your main account? Or do you just do trial reels, leave it trial reels, once it blows up, you put it on your main account?
Recently, I have been posting most of my videos like just to my main feed. I don't know, trial reels has not been trial reeling recently. But before, when I first the first video I posted that blew up was from trial reels, so like that was great, and I've had lots of videos blow up. But I feel like based on like learning the content that I'm posting and the audience who I know is engaging with it, I feel like I will kind of like gauge. Sometimes I'll just post it to my main account, and then if I feel like I might do well on trial reels, then I'll post it there.
You know, like what needs to go where,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. So is that something that you feel like you developed through working with social media or like from your previous jobs?
Definitely from social media. I definitely did not have like a high social media IQ before. And even when I would, scroll on Instagram and I would watch like these videos of people and then I would like try to recreate videos, I would be like, how the fuck did this person make this video and with such such a social media intelligence? Because it really is like understanding the algorithm and these Gen Alpha like Instagram creators, like oh my gosh, I'm just like I'm in awe of like how smart and just how naturally it comes to them.
Yeah, it's such a thing that you have to learn. Tell me more about some things that you're excited for your future. Because now you're on this journey and you're almost 1 year full time.
Oh
Like,
my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy. It makes you realize how short a year is, but also how much can happen in a year. Like so many crazy things. I feel like I'm excited about, I don't know. I don't think that there's any like one thing that I am excited for. I'm excited to see where everything goes, like where every trail is like leading in terms of like social media, and like I recently started YouTube, which is so fun. Doing like long form content is so different, and also is feels just like another vessel of creativity. I'm excited for modeling. I'm excited for like traveling to new places, and yeah, I feel like what I'm doing right now, I'm just excited to see where everything goes.
yeah, that's so good that you're looking forward to the future.
Yeah, you always need something to look forward to.
Yes. One thing that you feel like you had to let go of in the past, whether it be a mindset.
A lot of ego.
Yeah, tell me more about that because that's real, especially in our industry. Like, beauty is
Right.
the main thing.
Right. Especially in commercial modeling, I was thinking yesterday how like there's still like a very strong stigma with commercial modeling versus like high fashion modeling. And there are a lot of like very strong opinions about like the two industries, but I still feel like there's a very strong stigma about commercial modeling not being like real modeling. Like if you're not the height, if you're not the measurements, if you're not like pursuing high fashion, then like commercial modeling is not like considered modeling.
I feel that same stigma around like commercial versus editorial or runway. But it's crazy because I'll be on set and then I'll be working with runway/editorial models from like great agencies, and I'm like, so we're in the same space.
Right,
What is-
exactly. We're both here for the money. We're both here for like the incredible opportunity.
Yeah.
I feel like their ego is such like an umbrella term for so many things, and the way that it's attached to each and every individual's life. Well, when I quit my job, the ego that I feel like I was releasing then was, when you first moved to New York and you're
Yes.
like, oh my God, I want to hustle. I want to be everywhere, do everything all at once. I feel like I was letting go of like that, like, younger version of myself who just like loved like working and hustling all of the time. Like I loved the idea of like working a full-time 9 to 5 and then also like having like my side hustle and like doing modeling and just like working all of the time and just like being everywhere. And I loved that idea, but then once I was, you get burnt out with things, and then I feel like I had to let go of that version of myself that idolized, not what is it, not conducive lifestyle. And yeah, I feel like I let go of my ego in that way, because I'm like, oh, I'm chasing the money, I'm chasing the bag, I'm like chasing this like idea, and now I'm like, it's time to pivot
Yeah.
and like actually listen to like my body and what I actually enjoy versus what I think I enjoy.
Yeah, I felt that same way. Like, I definitely had that ego where I was living this life where I wanted to, like, work all the time, be busy, stay out all day. And yeah, I definitely felt burnt out. And then I also feel like now I'm working and making more than honestly I was making then, but I'm more aligned and I
More
take
aligned.
care of myself way better.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Me, I love self care.
Right? I love like just give me a night at home.
Oh, I love staying home watching movies. So, as a model, how do you feel about AI?
Wow, we're getting into it.
Yeah, a loaded question,
It's
right?
a loaded question. I'm not ignoring all the things that people are saying, all of the things on the internet. When I go to a website and I'm looking to buy something and I see AI, I immediately leave that website. So I will say that in terms of like my perspective and how this affects my life personally, it's not something that I worry about because it's not something within my control. So I feel like I like the mindset of there is beauty in the things that you cannot control because that's none of my business. I can't control any of that. What I can control is, who I consume from, brands that I support, and I can control the trajectory of my career. But I can't control the direction that AI goes in terms of, taking jobs or limiting more opportunities. And when that bridge comes in, I will cross it.
Oh, I love that. That's such a way to put it. Being on social media, being an influencer, being a model, just in this industry itself, do you ever feel comparison or jealousy? And how do you deal with it? If you do kind of transition that into inspiration, how do you do it?
I don't really feel like I've ever had like a serious issue with comparing myself to other people on social media. When I see like a beautiful woman on Instagram, I'm like, oh damn, she's fine shit. Like, oh my gosh, yes, go off. Or like, wow, she's so attractive. I experience jealousy or aspiration. I guess I prefer to call it aspiration than jealousy. Of course, I feel like everyone experiences jealousy at some point, especially with like social media being such an idolized version of everyone's lives. Again, like my appearance is not something that I can control. Besides, like working out and like taking care of myself. I try not to wish that like I looked differently.
Now you're in your 20s, you're 23. Do you feel the pressure of your 20s? Do you feel like have to get everything done? Family, your body changing, all these
Oh my
things.
gosh, the body changing is, yeah, that's a real one.
And so much discourse about like female body changing.
I don't plan on having children.
At all?
Yeah, at all. I've been like saying this since I was like, probably since I was like 15 years old. Like my parents have been like, don't say things like that. No one wants to hear that their child isn't giving them grandchildren. But I'm sorry, mom and dad, it's not happening.
Wait, do you have a sibling?
I do have an older sister. Yeah, she'll be popping out a few. So. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be okay.
Where do you feel like that comes from?
I think that when I was 15, I feel like that's when I started getting introduced to, like climate change and, social, like environmental world issues. So for me, I don't judge anyone who wants kids. I genuinely believe that like every woman should have children and that it's a very natural and like motherly or maternal like desire that every woman should fulfill. And if the state of the universe, if the state of the world were different, I would absolutely feel differently. But the first one would be because of overpopulation. It's just because I would rather adopt a child. I'm also adopted. I would rather adopt a child than give birth to one. And the second one is an extremely selfish reason, but I don't give a fuck. It's because I like my body too much. Like
You can bounce back easy.
that's what everyone says. And I know. But like I see like pregnant women like on social media, like their journeys or like in public. And that just looks like I don't want to do that. I know it's a temporary thing and feel free to judge me, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah, and that's valid. You said you're adopted and you would adopt. Would that be something you'd want to do? Like, would you want to be a mother?
Definitely like it's giving like late 30s. I would adopt a child like who's maybe like under 10 years old or something like that. I feel like that's if I decide at that age that that's something that I want to do, then I would do it. But you know, I would love to have a child. Like me and my boyfriend, we would have adorable babies.
Yes.
Like yeah, he's like curly haired Colombian, like light skin. Like we would have some banging babies, but unfortunately we will not grace the universe with that. He also is I wouldn't say he doesn't want kids, but he says that it's not something that he's ever thought about, and he knows how I feel, and he's with me and wants to be with me, so I'm assuming that he's also on the same page.
What is one piece of advice that you would give to somebody younger than you that wants to pursue something you're pursuing? Wait.
Mine is on.
Hello? Yeah, I think yours is on. Mine could be on too.
Wait, check it.
Oh my god. Guys, we had to pause because I realized my mic wasn't connected, but at least you could hear me through the camera.
Right, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and we got Lindsay's answers, so everything's perfect.
Okay,
Yeah, as long
amazing.
as we got yours.
My favorite piece of advice to tell people with anything, not just like in their careers, is that whatever you want in this life, every single person has an individual like recipe, like formula for how they're going to achieve that thing. So imagine like whatever you want in this life, that thing is inevitable, but there is a certain amount of time and effort and how long you want to put in that effort for that is going to get you there. So you don't know how long like that's going to take, but if you want that thing bad enough, it's inevitable, but you have to do both of those things to get there. So it's up to every individual how long and how hard they're willing to work to get there. But you can get there no matter what. Like that's inevitable, but how long and how hard are you willing to do all of these things to get there? And I like that because it makes everything feel possible.
Yeah, it does. With that formula, I feel like doubt and insecurities are just the lumps along the way, the things that kind of block you or stop you. What advice would you give someone that's going through those blocks and how to process them and like continue on their path?
On the other side of your worst fears and lowest points of self-doubt is exactly what you want. So when everything starts to go to shit, that's when the universe is testing you. That's when what you want is right on the other side. I feel like oftentimes you're working towards something, you're like trying to gain momentum and you're meeting like the right people, you're putting in all of this work and you feel like it's maybe going somewhere or you feel like very motivated. And then once you feel like everything is like going wrong, everything is like plummeting and you're just like, oh my God, like I'm working through all these things. On the other side of all of that is exactly what you've been wanting. And that part you're getting through is the part where most people quit. So you just got to get through that part.
How do you gain momentum when your momentum slows down? How do you regain momentum?
I feel like, for example, if, you know, I'm like, oh, my views aren't as high as they were last month, my engagement isn't as high as last month, I ask myself, is this month going to stop you from showing up again tomorrow? And if the answer is no, which I hope it is, then I'm like, okay, well, we're just gonna try again tomorrow. I'm like, you know, if a video does badly, or even if, you know, a month of like me posting isn't as high as last month, you know, it's not gonna like stop me from continuing to post and showing up for myself. So it's like, you know what, like that's in the past, that's part of the process. We're just gonna show up again tomorrow.
Yeah, I love that. So to end this podcast, every episode we do something called Little Loves. So you say one thing you love about yourself and one thing you love about life in general. Do you want to start off?
Okay, I'll start with one thing that I love about life is your ability to choose exactly what you want at any point in your life.
Whoa, that's real. And people
love
don't see it
that.
sometimes. So saying that is like
Right?
beautiful. Yeah.
You can wake up tomorrow and decide that you want a completely different version of reality, and you can do exactly that. You can change anything that you want. And one thing I love about myself is it's just so many things, you know.
No, really.
I love what a good friend I am to people.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. For me, what I love about life is that what you put out, you really will get back. So if you show up in a space with positivity and care, even if you don't feel like that space necessarily aligns with your belief of who you are, I feel like putting out that positive attitude and showing up in the best way you can without overextending yourself, you get that energy back. One thing I love about myself is I love the way I'm showing up in spaces right now, like to connect to what I'm saying about life.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I
because
love that.
I feel so extra grateful for everything right now. Maybe it's because of that winter and like that slow period that makes me feel, yeah, like so grateful for everything. But like where I'm showing up, I just feel like I'm really present and I love being there. And so I just really get to know people, you know, whoever they are, whatever walks of life they're from. I feel like I love just connecting with the people. Yeah.
Both exceptional answers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being a part of this podcast.
Yes, thank you for inviting me, my first podcast.
Woo! Yes! Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here then. I feel like there's a lot of people that will listen to this and be inspired by who you are and how you live your life. So thank you for just being you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And thank you for tuning into another episode of Little Life Lessons. And I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.
Bye.